What happens
Money was not really real.
when money isn't real?
benefits and you more.
Is it just numbers on screen? Money is definitely real. That's what we use to buy stuff. But what happens when money becomes digitized and becomes numbers on screen? We live in a capitalistic economy. This system we use is good for the few people which have corporations and resources. At the same time, it is bad for most people. Whether you like the system or not, you have to live according to the laws and rules of this system. At the center of any economy is money, but lately you might have noticed how money is becoming more digital and abstract, leading to what we call financial abstraction. Financial abstraction is the phenomenon where currency becomes less concrete, more abstract. Examples of this are the shift from cash, which is very concrete, to debit, credit, electronic transfers like Venmo and PayPal, and even to cryptocurrency with a degree. This concept doesn't necessarily apply to the way most people use digital currency. Most people just store money in banks. But that is changing. People are spending more. It becomes more prevalent when you start investing online, doing transactions and business online, and spending money online is increasing every year as we digitize a lot of businesses. This has led to this interesting psychological phenomenon, financial abstraction. Because of this abstraction, the more digital money becomes, the less real money becomes. Money is no longer seeming real to people, and it's becoming more like a game of Monopoly. When we no longer think of money as real, we spend it like we are in a game. Because of this psychological effect, people are spending more and more, especially online. Some want to make more money by investing in stocks, crypto, paying freelancers or remote workers, buying courses to improve themselves. This is why you need to join the game. It's either you play or automatically lose. It is a game you never asked for, but you are playing. You're just not moving your pieces. You're just watching. Think of any rich person. How do they store their money? All their money is in digital form. Most of the money they have is just numbers on the screen and not liquid assets. The goal of everyone is now to increase that number. Build online, invest in the physical. Build online and invest in this physical. Why build online? Because there is more leverage online. You can scale your business. You can sell to a lot of people. And why invest in the physical world? Because it is more stable. The online money is volatile. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. The initial inspiration for this video originated from a TED Talk by financial consultant Carroll. I will put the link of the video in the description. He discussed the concept of abstraction through an example involving his children playing Monopoly. With the game's fake money, his children spent freely since the money had no real value. Carroll then introduced a version of the game using real money, which led to a noticeable shift in his children's spending behavior. They became more conservative and cautious. This change highlighted how the perceived value of money influences spending habits, effectively illustrating financial abstraction. If you're going to make money online, are we going to treat it like a game of Monopoly? Are we going to be prudent about how we spend money, how we buy stuff? If we are going to treat the online business like a game, what do you think you should do to win the game? On the TED Talk, some guys made some pretty interesting comments. How do you win the game of Monopoly? I have played Monopoly when I was young. Honestly, I have forgotten how to play the game and the strategies that I used. What about you? What is the best strategy to win Monopoly? Is it to spend more? Whether you like it or not, you are playing this game. Approximately 90% of the world's money is in digital form, existing solely on computer systems and hard drives. 90% is a big piece. I'm sure it has increased ever since this statistic was made. If you're not trying to make money online, what are you doing? Because you're missing out. And yes, it's not easy. There is a lot of competition. As we increasingly digitize the monetary system, our relationship with money changes. With traditional cash, you can feel and see the physical currency. You have a tangible sense of its value. But when money becomes just numbers on a screen, it starts to feel less real. This is financial abstraction at work. The more we engage with money in this abstract form, the more detached we become from its tangible value. Take, for example, the use of credit and debit cards. When you swipe a card, you don't see the money leaving your hands. This can make it easier to spend more because the transaction feels less real. Online shopping magnifies this effect. With a few clicks, you can buy almost anything without ever seeing physical money. At least when you are spending physical money, you see and feel the big pile of cash you're giving away. But with swiping, there is nothing like that. This convenience is a significant advantage of financial abstraction, but it also poses risks like spending more. So be careful, don't spend. As I said in the beginning of this video, that we live in a capitalistic economy. Capitalism is bad and good. Mostly bad, to be honest. Good because you can own your property and business. Bad, why? Again, the rules are not fair. Let me explain what capitalism is. It's not a plain and fair playground. Capitalism is an economic system in which private actors own and control property in accord with their interests, and demand and supply freely, set prices in markets in a way that we can serve the best interests of society. The essential feature of capitalism is the motive to make a profit. In capitalism, you are either used or you use someone. You just need to make a name for yourself. If you have resources, you're more likely to win. You just need to find your way and make a name for yourself. For example, in some countries, PayPal is not available, which means you are limited in the ways you receive money. Another example is that YouTube monetization is not equal. Even if you manage to get a lot of views on YouTube, not all views on YouTube are equal. For instance, if your audience is from Western countries like the United States or the UK, your ad revenue tends to be high compared to an audience in Africa or Asia. And it makes sense, e-commerce is more developed in those parts of the world, so advertisers pay more to that kind of audience. But with the direction we are heading to, it seems like to make a lot of money or do any business, you have to go digital. In a way, it is becoming fair because these governments who make rules and laws, they can't keep up with the technology like crypto. They don't know anything about crypto. So it is possible to make money online for anyone who has a computer and a laptop. Even the ones who don't have resources, it is possible. The shift towards a more digital and abstract form of money offers several benefits. It facilitates global commerce, making it easy to conduct business across borders. It also promotes financial inclusion, as people who do not have access to traditional banking services can use mobile money and digital currencies to participate in the economy. It also encourages innovation in the financial sector. Although the field is not fair, there will be ways to bypass or break some of these restrictions. Like crypto or new technology, if PayPal is not playing nice, you will have alternatives like Pioneer. If YouTube is not being nice, you go try TikTok. The game is fair in some way. One just needs to be open-minded and be flexible to change and be innovative. The digital revolution has transformed not just our money, but our entire economy. How does this affect our daily lives and what does it mean for the future? Think about how you pay for things now compared to just 10 or 20 years ago. Remember when you had to carry cash everywhere? Now, many of us hardly ever use physical money, especially when you're buying something really expensive. We tap our cards, use our phones, or even just tell our smart speakers to order something online. Hey Siri, are you okay? This change happened fast and is still going on. When money becomes just numbers on a screen, it can feel less real. It's like the difference between holding $1,000 bill in your hand and seeing $1,000 on your bank app. They're the same amount, but they don't feel the same. Let's talk about online shopping for a minute. It's super convenient, right? You can buy almost anything from your couch, but this convenience comes with a risk. Because it's so easy to buy things and because you're not physically handing over money, it's easier to overspend. Have you ever added something to your cart just because it was on sale? Even if you didn't really need it, that's financial abstraction at work. Now, let's think about how this affects different generations. Older folks who grew up using mostly cash might find it harder to adjust to digital currency. They might be more careful with spending money online because it feels less real to them. But younger people who've grown up with smartphones and online banking, they might be more comfortable with digital money, but they might also be at more risk of overspending because they're so used to it. And this shift to digital money isn't just changing how we spend, it's changing how we save and invest too. Remember when people used to keep their savings in a piggy bank or under the mattress? Now we have savings app that automatically put money aside for us. We can invest in stocks with just a few taps on our phones. This makes it easier for more people to start saving and investing, which is great, but it also means we need to be more careful and educated about our financial decisions. I can't forget crypto. This is probably the most abstract form of money we have right now. You can't hold a Bitcoin in your hand. It only exists as data on computers, using it to buy things, invest, and even as a way to store value. This shows just how far we've come from the days of trading shares or gold coins. But here's the thing about crypto. Its value can change drastically. One day your crypto might be worth a lot and the next day it could be worthless. This is different from regular money, which usually doesn't change value that quickly. This volatility is part of what makes crypto exciting for some people, but it's also what makes it risky. Digital money affects differently in different parts of the world. For people who are good with technology and have access to the internet, digital money can make life easier. They can pay bills, shop, and manage their money from anywhere. But what about people who don't have a good internet access, or who aren't comfortable with technology? They might find it harder to manage their money in this new digital world. This brings us to an important point. As money becomes more digital, we need to make sure everyone can still use it. This is called financial inclusion. It means making sure that everyone, no matter where they live or how much money they have, can access financial services. Digital money could help with this by making it easier for people to open bank accounts or send money, even if they don't live near a bank. We need to be careful and not leave anyone behind in this digital shift. Let's go back to the game of Monopoly for a minute. In the game, you're trying to build wealth and own property. In some ways, this is like our real economy. But in Monopoly, everyone starts with the same amount of money. In real life, that's not the case. Some people start with more resources than others. This is one of the criticisms of capitalism. That's not a level playing field. Here's where digital money and the internet might change things. The internet gives people access to information and opportunities they might not have had before. You can learn new skills for free online. You can start a business without needing a physical store. You can reach customers all over the world. In some ways, this levels the playing field a bit. However, it's important to remember that access to technology and the internet isn't equal everywhere. Some people have fast internet, the latest devices, while others might have to share one computer or have slow internet. This creates a new kind of inequality, a digital divide. As more of our economy moves online, we need to think about how to address this divide, and it's not easy. You can't save everyone. In terms of jobs, the rise of digital money and online business is changing the job market. Some jobs that used to be common, like bank tellers, are becoming less common as more people use online banking. But new jobs are being created too. Think about other jobs related to managing websites, analyzing online data, or managing social media accounts. These jobs didn't exist 20 or 30 years ago. This shift is also changing how we work. More people are working remotely now, doing their jobs from home or anywhere with an internet connection. This is possible because of digital technology and online payment systems. You can live in one country and work for a company in another, getting paid in digital money. This opens up new opportunities, but it also means we need to think about things like how to regulate this kind of work and how to make sure workers are treated fairly. Building wealth in the digital age will be very interesting. In the past, building wealth often meant owning physical things like land or buildings. These are still important, but now there are new ways to build wealth online. You might create a successful YouTube channel, build a popular app, or invest in cryptocurrencies, or trading and eventually make a lot of money. These are all forms of digital wealth. But here's the thing, just like in the physical world, not everyone has the same opportunities to build digital wealth. Some people have more knowledge about technology, more time to spending building an online business. Others might have money to invest in new technologies. This means that while the digital economy creates new opportunities, it doesn't automatically solve the problem of economy inequality. The economy being a game. If it's a game, what are the rules? And more importantly, who makes the rules? In our current system, governments and big corporations have a lot of power to shape the rules. For instance, where I'm from, Zambia, you don't see ads on YouTube. That's why there is no YouTube monetization. But who made that decision for the people of Zambia? The government, probably. They decide things like how money is created, how it's taxed, and how it can be used. But digital money and new technologies like blockchain are challenging this. Cryptocurrencies, for example, aren't controlled by any government. They operate on rules set by computer code and agreed to by users. This is a big change from traditional money, which is controlled by central banks and governments. This shift raises big questions. Who should control money in the digital age? How do we balance the benefits of new technologies with the need for stability and security of our financial system? These are questions we're still figuring out as a society. What about the future? What might money look like in 10 or 20 years? Will we still use cash at all, or will everything be digital? Or will governments create their own digital currencies? How will this change how we think about money and value? One possibility is that we will see more personalized forms of money. Imagine if your money could be programmed to only be spent on certain things or to automatically invest itself based on your goals. This might help people manage their money better, but it also raises questions about privacy and control. Another possibility is that we'll see more local or community-based currencies. These already exist in some places, local money that can only be spent in a particular town or region. Digital technology could make this easier to create and use. This could help support local economies and give communities more control over their money. We might also see changes in how we measure value. Right now, we mostly measure the value of things in terms of money, but what if we started to include other forms of value like the environmental impact of a product or the social good a company does? Digital technology could make it easier to track and measure these different forms of value. So how do we navigate this changing financial world? Well, one, we need to be informed. Keep learning about new financial technologies and how they work. Understanding is the first step to making good decisions. Two, we need to be critical. Just because something is new or digital doesn't mean it's always better. Think carefully about the risks and benefits of new financial products or services. 3. In the digital world, your financial information is valuable. Learn how to keep your data safe and secure. 4. We need to think long term. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new technologies or investment opportunities. But remember to think about your long-term financial goals. 5. As we move into the digital financial future, think about how we can make sure everyone benefits, not just those who are already comfortable with the technology. We need to be inclusive. Remember, money is a tool. Whether it's physical cash or digital currency, the important thing is how we use it. In the end, the shift to digital money is just one part of bigger changes happening in our world. It's connected to changes in how we work, how we communicate, how we live our lives. By understanding these changes, we can better prepare ourselves for the future, and maybe we can even help shape it. So what do you think? How do you see money changing in the future? Are we going to be using cash only? How can we make sure these changes benefit everyone, not just a few? These are big questions, and we all have a part to play in answering them. After all, it's our money and our future we are talking about. Monopoly. Should we kill corporations? How should this be handled? Well, that's what we should be doing, trying to figure out that.